Happy Labor Day, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. It's 7:30 and I'm listening to fireworks popping off in my neighborhood. My dog gets nervous about that. And your senior dog might too. And Mayo gets pretty nervous about these fireworks. I think this is one of the days that you legally can shoot them off here in Michigan. Welcome, everyone, to the Senior Pet Chat with Dr. Croom. Great to see you tonight. If you are here with me, I'm going to ask you to put your name in the chat or leave me a comment so that I can see who we got here and what questions we have. Tonight, we are going to be talking about, well, actually, what we're going to be talking about, I'm going to go ahead and let me see here. Open up my other channels. So we are broadcasting to not only on Facebook, but we are broadcasting to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's right. Excuse for missing out on the Senior Pet Chat. This is the place to be. So let me pull up my main personal page just in case anyone comes on there and has any questions. So let's see. All right. Boom. Bam. Okay, there we go. And there we are live. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now I can see if anyone pops on and has any questions over there on the side. So today, this is, as always, every Monday night, it's the Senior Pet Chat with Dr. Croom. And yes, it's a holiday, so I was thinking, am I going to be able to make this tonight? I'm going to be busy. No! Senior pets have their needs every single day of the year. There's no days off. There's no holidays for that, right? As you know, if you are the proud owner of a senior pet and they're either having some type of medications that they have to take or maybe supplements to keep them limber, that you can't just take a day off, right? So today we're going to talk about senior pets and the holidays. That's right. Today is Labor Day. Hope everyone has been having a great one. And I just wanted to talk for a few minutes and see if there were any questions about the holidays and some of the traditions that we have. Some of the traditions that we have for some of our American holidays is eat, eat, and then eat again. Anybody like that part of the holidays? That's one of my favorite parts of the holidays. Eat, and then eat again. Okay. So sometimes with our, traditions being that our pets can fall into those same traditions as well. And if we have a senior pet, we got to be extra careful that all of a sudden we're not giving them something that's going to put them into a diabetic situation or pancreatitis, giving them something that's fatty that fell off the table. We don't want to, have those types of things happen. Come here, Mayo. Come here. Maya wanted to say hello. Okay, she was in there moving around and doing her thing. And she's not quite a senior pet yet, but she's getting there. So the senior pets and the holidays. We want to make extra food, extra holiday food. We got people coming over the house, right? Pets may be a little nervous. Like I said before, I just heard fireworks in my neighborhood. And every time the fireworks go off, Mayo gets super scared. Last night, she tried to go into my closet, like closet. And I was like, Mayo, you've never been in my closet in 2 years. But she is that scared and nervous. And I really hate that when she feels like that. So one of the things I do is I give her my CBD so that she can relax and not really care about it. She takes the CBD and she's like, whoo, I'm feeling better. And I'm really not caring about these fireworks. That's how I want my dog to feel as a middle-aged to senior dog. If you have any questions at all about senior pets, feel free to go ahead and put them in the chat And if you're here with me, I see a couple eyes. Please go ahead and put something into the chat so that I can know you're here and follow up with you. You know, especially if you have a senior pet too that we chat about a little bit. We know that the holidays can mean people being at home when they're typically not home. That can cause some excitement in our senior pet. Like we already mentioned before, food, special foods, holiday foods, just having extra food that might be falling off the table. You know, the kids are more relaxed and everybody's just like, oh, let Fluffy. But you've got to remember, especially with your senior pets, much as it might feel like, oh, just give them this piece of cake because they're going to love it. Oh, you don't want them missing out. Give them this ice cream. Mm-mm. You could be doing them a world of hurt, a world of bad if you do that. So you've got to be the stronger one and realize that it's not a benefit giving them ice cream and cake and treats and snacks and hot dogs and cheese all the time. Okay. Now, if you have to give some medication and it's not tasty and you got to give it in a piece of cheese, then do that. But cheese every day, dairy, and high fat foods that can contribute to some of the diseases that senior pets go through is not good. So we want to prepare for the holidays. Right now, this is kind of like we're almost entering like holiday season, right? We're like just about getting into that holiday season. And we'll talk more about this as we progress towards those the larger holidays. But for even today, this is kind of like, okay, school's just started, okay, Labor Day. So we're getting into that season where we want to make sure we're extra careful with our senior pets. People coming over, new people that may not know the food protocol for your senior pet, kids that are being a little more lax, maybe running around the house and running around inside and outside. You want to just be very, very careful. Also, as far as dogs and cats connecting with each other, especially dogs, of course, because they're more so out in the yard versus the cats. And getting in contact with other pets, you want to be very, very careful with communicable diseases as well. Okay. So, again, with things being maybe a little more relaxed, you're getting together, you're letting the dogs come and sniff each other, right? And then they are being potentially exposed to communicable diseases. So you want to be very careful with that. With senior pets, you just got to treat them with kid gloves a little bit, right? And one of the things that I love about senior pets is that I can use holistic methods to allow their bodies to heal themselves. So yes, they're getting older. Yes, some of their cells are kind of starting to break down a little bit, but no reason to believe that we can't pump them back up, pump that immune system back up. And some of the ways that you can do that are by coming to Senior Pet Chat every Monday night. That's right. Oh, man. Whew. Mm-hmm. I love this fan. I got this at an African festival a few years ago. This thing, woo, it comes in handy. See? It just breaks down like that and breaks out like that. Ah, yes. So I don't see any questions or comments in the chat just yet. Let me see. This is Senior Pet Chat with Dr. Croom. I'm here every Monday night. And if you are in Michigan and you need care and you're like, I don't want to wait 3 weeks to get into the vet, then go right to drcroom.com. We can get you right in. We do a virtual visit first, followed by a home visit. So we space it out a little bit, but we're able to get to you very, very quickly. And we love what we do. And we also love senior pets. I love their grizzled gray faces. I love the sounds they make. I love their little attitudes and everything about them. Don't forget, if you do have a senior pet that is having aches and pains or any type of anxiety, that I do create my own brand of pet CBD. It's in a couple of stores here in Southwest Michigan too. If you're familiar with Sewall's Health Food Store in Kalamazoo, and also Natural Health Center here in Kalamazoo as well, both of them carry my pet CBD. Now, they carry the tinctures, but they do not carry the peanut butter. So again, you want to go to drcroom.com to check out the peanut butter and see what that's all about. This can be very useful for pets that have had convulsions and seizures, as well as just regular issues that you would deal with CBD, anxiety, pain, hip and joint issues. And if you're watching this, you're going to get a discount code. Write it down and make sure you use it, because everybody's not going to get access to this code unless you're here at the Senior Pet Chat. Let me see what we have here in the comments. Hi there, Emma. How you doing, Miss Burke? Okay, the question is, great question. Are there any vaccinations that senior pets can skip, or that may need to start getting, or that they may need to start getting? Miss Burke, yes, as a holistic vet, a lot of times people do come to me for the express reason of wanting to give fewer vaccinations for their senior pets. So, one of the ways we do that is by giving 3-year vaccinations, which a lot of times the amount of vaccine is still the same amount as a 1 year, but it's based on if they're a little bit older. They don't need as much, or they've been spending their whole life getting rabies certificate or rabies vaccinations and certificates, and now it's like if you haven't had a titer for your pet, then you may not know exactly rabies in their system, but you can do titer testing. Okay, so rabies is one, Miss Burke, that I would say as they're getting older, definitely be giving them a 3-year rabies instead of just a 1 year. Also, let's see, with the distemper and parvo, we can do the same thing and give a 3-year vaccination. That's what I would say. I wouldn't necessarily say to skip. Leptospirosis, depending on what state and what area in the country you are, is a vaccination that is very important, especially for pets that are out in the wild, in the wilderness areas around water, do a lot of swimming. But leptospirosis can also be reactive to dogs. And so leptospirosis is one that I would look at closely for senior pets to decide if that individual pet needed that or not, because no point in having that extra stuff in the system if we don't need to. Bordetella is one that I would say I would still have senior pets continue to get. And that's great too, because, that can be given intranasally or orally. And so we don't have to, poke them. No senior pet wants to get poked. And then let's see, as far as anything that the senior pets may need to start getting, I wouldn't say any vaccinations. I would probably say more on the side of supplementation as they start getting older. So things like a multivitamin, things like hip and joint supplements for their little joints and knees and hips and everything like that. So yeah, I would say the answer to that question, Ms. Burke, is to look at those 3-year vaccinations, and this can allow an overall lesser amount of toxins in your pet's body from vaccinations. Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments? Please go ahead and in the chat. You see the code here. You would basically go right over to drcroom.com. Either for a virtual visit if you're here in Michigan, or for the pet CBD products, and you can use that code again for anxiety, pain, nausea. Might also be for lack of appetite, right? Maybe your pet has been diagnosed with something that is causing her appetite to go down. CBD can be very, very helpful for that, getting that appetite back up. Okay. So let me see what we got here in the comment. You're welcome, Ms. Burke, anytime. All right. So that's all we have for this week. We talked about holidays. We know the holiday season is approaching, and I hope everyone has been having a great holiday, a great Labor Day. And it's back to work tomorrow. Okay, it's back to work tonight because I'm working right now. But this is part of my job that I feel I have a lot of fun with. I don't feel like this is work at all. Just love helping pets, helping pet parents, and especially those senior pets. All right, everyone. See you next week on Senior Pet Chat.